Now, I have to remind you that since I got back from college, because again, before I went to college, I was going to my mentor's church. But then when I got back, I didn't go to the church. I think because they moved locations. And so I think I didn't like their new location or something. And so I just didn't go to church, right? And so I also wasn't like reading scripture or any of that. Like, I'm not going to lie, all that kind of stopped once I went to college because I was just overwhelmed and had other things to do and focus on. And so I remember like moving back, it's like I felt the urge to connect with God. I felt the urge to like read. I felt the urge to like pray. I just felt urges, but I wasn't moving or acting on the urges. And I remember, this is before I moved into my apartment. I remember seeing a video of, I guess she was a prophet, whatever. Nowadays there's so many of them. Now they just, okay. But she was talking about how this young girl, she was meant to do so much greatness in the world, but she kept ignoring God's signs and, to build a relationship and connection with him. And then she ended up being in a car crash that unalived her or whatever not. And I remember being so big-headed and so egotistical because I just felt like I was so much in control. Like I had a lot of control in my life. Like I was someone that is good at taking control. Honestly, I'm someone that's good at leading and making things happen. And I remember saying to myself, the only way God can get me is through my health. Now, why would I test God like that? Why would I say such a thing like that? Why, right? Why? And so I didn't read or anything or do it because, again, still big-headed. Because everything that I had, I made happen myself. Everything that I did is like I put in the work. I put in the effort. I'm the one working 2 full-time jobs. I'm the one going to school full-time and still making great grades. Like I'm doing that. Not God. I'm doing that. And you want me to, why I need to talk to God for? I'm doing quite fine. Right? Yes, I had to learn the hard way. So eventually she ended up, the doctor I went to, she ended up running tests, blood work. And she called me, was talking about how some numbers were like questionable and raised some red flags. And of course, I went to Google University and searched up some stuff and realized that I dang near diagnosed myself based off what she had told me, my blood work, what was concerning to her in my blood work. And then I went to the actual doctor, the cancer doctor, this was January 2018. So I dang near was self-diagnosed in 2017. September 2017 is when my body started changing. But I've figured it out December of 2017, and I was officially diagnosed with leukemia. I know, January of 2018. And I'm saying here like, and it's like I already knew it because I kept replaying that moment where I tried God, where I tested God, where if you want me to speak to you, if you want to get my attention, then you're going to have to, the only way you're going to have to do it is do it through my health. Why would I? You know what? Sometimes we just be so stiff-headed for our own good, Lord, I tell you. But listen, hey, it is what it is. So I ended up having to do that, do some chemo or whatever not, and it just wasn't a good experience, honestly. And the person I was with, he wasn't supportive at all. He actually caused more stress. He just wasn't there. He just wasn't supportive of anything, wasn't helpful of anything. He used to always cook. Now, I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that. But once I was diagnosed, it's like he stopped cooking. And then it's like I really needed to like ensure that I eat, with all this chemo that I'm taking. And I was still, working and doing all of that, going to school. And this man here, like, just really made it difficult. Like every argument or disagreement we had was based off that. Like, I let everything else slide. I let everything else go. But right now it's like, I need you. And you're sitting here telling me that you feel used by me because I'm telling you, can you go to the store? I'm not only telling you to go to the store. It's not like the store is out the way. The store is up the street from your job, and I'm sending you the money, but I'm using you. So then he stopped cooking or whatever not, and that was just like, what? Like, all our disagreements and problems basically kind of stemmed from the lack of support for this situation. So, I was at a job that was, again, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna take care of myself, make sure I'm good. And I found that honestly, the weed that I was smoking on, it was helping with the effects of chemo and things like that. So it kind of like made me survive more during that time period. And so I was working at this one hotel at, doing third shift or whatever. And the hotel, messy, toxic. Now, I worked at a few hotels and it was cool. It was fine. It was whatever. And I kept, like, it was coming to a point where I couldn't do it anymore. And so I ended up actually finding me another job. And so me being, trying to be courteous, I gave them a 2 weeks notice. And she was like, oh, like, please don't go. I'll promote you with more pay. I'll pay you more than what they're paying you if you stay or whatever not. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she gave me a higher position or whatever not. Eventually, she ended up, like, she was the hotel manager. She ended up leaving, and then they give me a, offer letter. Tell me why it was only 25 more cents than what I was currently being paid with a different position. And with this different position, it was over another supervisor, and that supervisor was getting more money than me. Oh no, I know you lying. Give me my money. Give me my money. So I had to put up a fuss or whatever now, which I shouldn't have about that, but I did. And again, still toxic. Like, it was just, like, the environment, they was racist, highly racist. And I just didn't like that. Like, I didn't like that. I was trying to apply again for other jobs because I'm like, I still got to go because this environment is just too much, especially now working on day shift and seeing how these humans is with other people. Oh no, I got to go. Y'all too racist for me. And so I'm sitting here trying to, apply for jobs again, and I was struggling to find some type of job. And so then I asked my ex that I was with at the time. I'm like, okay, listen, I have enough savings saved up. I can still pay my half of the rent or whatever else bills or whatever else we need for at least a few months. I just need your approval or okay to quit this job, to leave this job, right?